So in today's Zoom Marathon Challenge video, we will see what is Redux and what are its uses. So you must have heard React and Redux simultaneously, but Redux is something that is not associated to React only. It can be used in any JavaScript library, be it Angular, be it Vue, or be it Svelte. So it can be used with any library, or it can even be used with vanilla JavaScript, right? In the plain in the plain JavaScript project, it can also be used. Redux can also be used in plain JavaScript project. So what is Redux basically? So Redux is basically a state management store, a container. It's a central hub for all the states which we are using in our React project, right? So suppose that if our application is small, then we can manage the state of components well. But if it grows bigger, right? Suppose there is a cart component, and we want that if any item is added to the cart, or even if any item is removed from the cart, then at the neighbor cart item count should be updated, right? Plus or minus one, like that. And also we can add product to the cart from various places, from various pages, from various components, add to cart, various pages from we can add to cart, and we can remove products from the cart. So these actions also we should be able to do. But when any component, any application grows bigger, then handling these internal states of components become very complicated, right? Because then many components will need a same type of state, and passing a props dealing from one page to another page, from one component to another becomes very hectic. And be and if suppose there is an error, then we will be having very hard time finding that error, because we will never know that from which component this error is occurring, right? So uh this state local state things become very problematic when our application grows bigger, right? Then in that case, Redux can be very useful. So what is Redux? In Redux, there is a store. Redux is basically a store, a central bucket in which all the states of the application are written, are managed, right? So so by looking at the store, we can say that, yeah, these all types of things, all type of states are being used by our application, right? There may be a card, whole states related to card. There may be whole state related to authentication. There may be whole state related to theme, because each and every component of our project needs these states, right? Be it card, be it theme, be it authentication. So we we manage the state of all these components at a single place, right? So there are three things in Redux. One is store, one is reducer, and one is action, right? So action, we generally know, if we are adding any product to the cart, then an action is dispatched. A particular action is dispatched, right? That which signifies that, yeah, this type of action is being dispatched, right? So there are two things. Action is an object, right? There are two things. There are two keys in that object. One is type and one is payload. Type means which kind of action you want to dispatch. Is it add to cart? Is it remove to cart? Right? Or it may be anything. Is it login? Is it log out? Or there may be thousands of actions. So action signifies that which type of action do you want to dispatch, and payload signifies what kind of data you are sending from here, right? If you are adding to cart, then the particular items detail will be there in the actions payload, or payload of the action, right? It will go to the reducer, and in the reducer we have written various use cases. So whenever our type will match to the type of reducer, right, then it will perform the it will reduce the thing. Now what it will reduce? So in reducer, it takes the uh, previous state of the uh, our state and the new state, and it will take payload and it will return us this new state of the object, right? So in this process we update our state and we update our components, right? So this is the whole process of Redux. And in in store we write all the we import legacy store, we create legacy store, and we wrap our app around that store provider. There is a store provider, and we wrap our whole app around that provider, so that all the components who are in the state can access any of the state which are there in the Redux, right? So this is the whole process of Redux, and through Redux, our code become very clean. And if there is an error which is coming, then we can instantly know from where this error could have been coming, right? So this is the whole we can say that process of the Redux, and that's all for today. And again, we will meet tomorrow with any interesting topic. Thank you for your time.